All right, I got a really interesting video for you guys on a guy that I paid $7,500 to, and we didn't even hop on a call. I want to talk about kind of why I was intrigued to reach out to this guy and kind of how everything went down. So this is the guy. We're friends on Facebook. We've probably been friends now for a couple years. I can't recall how we first connected. We probably were in one or more of the same kind of marketing Facebook type groups, and we've been connected for a few years. So I've seen his face over the past couple years. I've seen his content and vice versa. So this is his account. We also have a lot of mutual friends. We have 328 mutual friends. And he posts a lot of really interesting content on his account. And this is a really great strategy of once you have, a following, whether it's small, medium, or large, if you have the right people in your following and you're posting the right content, this is how you post outward to drive inbound leads. So I do a lot of this on social as well, on my Twitter, my LinkedIn, etc. I have the right people following me and I create the right content that I know is going to interest them in the thing or the things that I'm selling, whether it be this course that you purchase, whether it be my LinkedIn growth service that a lot of agencies are in and a lot of SaaS companies are in, whether it be X, Y, and Z thing. I'm creating content and that's driving people inward to my ecosystem. And this is what this guy did. So let's look at some of this stuff. And one of the things I basically did too was, I looked at his Instagram, right? He has a bunch of followers. I think he has, let's see, it looks like 183,000 followers. He has 9 posts. That part was a little bit weird. He might have deleted them, but he's really selling the lifestyle here. So, you know, he kind of really quickly checked like my quote unquote vibe check, right? We have enough mutuals on Facebook. He's verified on Instagram, which I guess now anyone can purchase. So that's a note to you. Make sure that you pay to verify yourself on all the platforms and go direct. Twitter, I guess now called X, Facebook, Meta, whatever, Instagram. You can buy a check mark for, I don't know, $10, $15 a month. I highly recommend getting verified on all the platforms. It's just a small step in the right direction. So, right, he kind of passed that check. We had some mutuals, etc. Let's talk about some of the content that he created. This was actually the post that I reached out about. So he posts a lot of content on his personal account about what he's doing. So he posted this thing called Infinite IG Reach Glitch just dropped. Here's an example of a new client. We set up a network of 1,000 clip accounts. So why this worked for me, Instagram's really been a platform that I've been lacking on. It hasn't really been one that I've taken super serious, but it's one that my friend Cardinal Mason and some other people that have cracked have made a lot of money from. I know multiple people making 5, 6, 7 figures, a month, specifically off Instagram. So I wanted to figure out how can I leverage my Instagram the same and build it up like my Twitter, my LinkedIn to be, an asset for me. So this was top of mind for me. Hence why you have to always be creating content. Because, for example, for my e-commerce marketing agency, not everyone needs email marketing all the time. But by me posting every single day on social media and having a newsletter and doing events and podcasts, when they do need email marketing in the future, they think about me. And that's the beauty of this content. The people are attracted to the content when that type of service is top of mind for them. So in this case, right, he posted this thing, 1,000 clip accounts, right? You watch Tate, you watch Iman, you watch all these guys. One thing that you notice is they have tons of clips of them on their accounts, but also these other pages. So if you can create that yourself, that's hugely valuable. So basically what he says is 1,000 clip accounts. We got 10 million views in the first 3 days. This screenshot is from one of the 1,000 accounts. We're posting 3,000 times per day for them now. We average 7,500 views, which is 22 million views a day, a billion impressions a month, for plus or minus about 10K up front. So if you're a D2C ecom brand or if you're a coach that has a lot of content, drop a comment, right? And he has this website called Clip Accounts. So, right, like this was top of mind for me. He's posting some really kind of outrageous and out there numbers, and it really piqued my interest. That coupled with some of the other stuff, right? Like, for him to be able to pull this off, he has to be able to have a system in play that allows this. So, him posting things like this, right? This is his SIM card. He basically says here that he has 500 iPhones, right? So this is what it takes to post 150,000 times a day to Instagram. You need 50,000 accounts. You need 500 phones. We're getting 500 more phones. We spend $20,000 managing those phones, hundreds of SIM cards, ninja stuff, right? Like to do this at scale and to do this well really takes a special type of person. This isn't something that any Joe Blow can do. There's probably like half a percent of people, maybe even smaller, maybe there's like a few dozen people in the world that probably can pull this off, right? So by this guy creating content on this expertise, it really starts building kind of this FOMO and this case for him that he's the guy. Right. And again, another one here, this is what it takes to run 800 accounts. And he shows all the phones. We're ordering more phones. So he's constantly building up the storyline of like, this is what it takes. I don't want to go order phones and manage them myself. Sure. He's kind of putting the playbook out there, but there's a lot more that meets the eye than what he's saying. But he's just proving legitimacy. And then he even posts stuff that's very transparent of, I'm going to war with Zuck. Join me. We're talking about medieval style hand-to-hand combat. I've got 40 lieutenants, warriors, absolute killers, and maniacs. They're VAs who are willing to work 14 hours a day, right? We're currently running 100,000 Instagram accounts. We're launching 25,000 a week. So, if this guy is even partially true, then it's great, right? So he says he's posted 9 million reels in the month of April, 500 million combined views, 2 million plus revenue generated. So again, he just kept posting these things. I just kept seeing them, so I reached out. And then I also saw he has a Facebook group where he talked about and showed videos. Wes Watson's a big kind of, I guess, like influencer celebrity guy in the fitness space. He's working with him. So this is the social proof. And then, he's working with Taylor Welch. So I started going to look up these guys' accounts and their names, and it looks like it's the work that he's doing, right? He keeps sending me things. All of it seems cohesive. It seems buttoned up. So the social proof was huge. And then one other thing that was really helpful for me to be able to feel trustworthy paying this guy while not even hopping on a call with him, just exchanging some DMs, was this guy owns followers.com. So whether his Instagram following is legit or fake, whether he can actually do this or not, he's basically proving through the fact that he owns followers.com and he's creating content and he's investing the time and he's sharing these photos that more often than not, you can probably roll the dice and have a decent outcome, right? There's never a sure thing. There's never a guarantee. But he kind of pointed all the things towards the option and the capabilities that he can actually execute this. And we basically exchanged probably about 50 DMs back and forth on like what exactly the offer is, the timeline, the pricing, etc. So he talked about we create 1,000 accounts in your niche. Here's an example. And I paid him $7,500 to get this going. I'm only about a couple weeks in, and it's been okay. He's doing the work. He's had some issues with Facebook and Instagram. He's been transparent that he's fighting, as he did in this post, hand-to-hand combat with them. He's definitely not hiding that. This is not an easy thing to pull off. So I can't say for or against the service just yet. It's been too early, and there have been some hiccups, which he's kind of basically compensating for, right? He's basically giving me a little bit longer time. He's going to probably toss in some things for me to kind of like smooth it over. But if this thing works even a fraction as well as he says it can, it's definitely worth the $7,500 I paid. So long-winded, now that you have the stage set, how do you apply this? One, you have to create content on the internet, right? When you're sending cold emails and cold DMs, people are going to check out your profile. So even if you're just creating content for the purpose of having people land on your profile and see that you're active and engaged is one thing, because creating content takes a lot of time and effort, and it's really hard to be consistent. So if you can be consistent, you can show up every day, that's a good signal to your prospect or your potential clients that you can show up for work every single day and do the job that you're promising that you can do. Number two, as mentioned before, get verified. Not everyone knows that you can pay for verification. Some do. And now that you can go direct to the platforms, it's way safer, it's way cheaper, but it's just like a small credibility symbol. Number three, practice what you preach. He didn't really do the best job on his own Instagram account necessarily. He only has 9 posts. He has a lot of followers, whether those are real or not. It's not really my place to say it. I don't frankly know. I think he could have probably done a better job doing it for himself, right? He should be posting more regularly. He should be running this playbook on himself just to prove that you can do it. So for me, as an email marketer, it wasn't until I started my newsletter back in 2020, right? So I've been doing it for a very long time now, that I was able to practice what I preached, and that was a great signal to the market. And then from there, right, like if you have this social proof, you can often sell via the DMs or the emails, all without having to hop on a call. $7,500 is not a lot of money, but it's not a small amount of money, right? It's an amount that I considered and I thought about for a little bit, but I was comfortable enough just based off the package that I presented of kind of what he did well, that he was trustworthy, right? And you would assume and hope someone that's working with these types of people and publicizing who he's working with wants to keep their name reputation intact, right? His reputation is the longevity and the lifeline in this business. And I don't really know Wes or Taylor personally, but I have a lot of mutuals with them. God forbid this guy ever screwed me or lied about it. I could always give them a heads up and be like, "Yo, what's up?" Or if I ever wanted to verify with those guys as well, and whatnot. So I hope this is helpful. This is something I actually paid for. So hopefully you can kind of go check this guy out. RDT, not going to really find much on his Instagram, but go check out, you can see his name here. Go check out his Facebook. I think it's just his personal Facebook account. It's on a Facebook page. Look at the stuff he's creating and try to figure out how you can do something similar, because these types of posts do drive clients. And I got to imagine he's making a lot of money every time he posts these. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you.